Great to have your company for this third round of the Corona Open J-Bay. Big heat unfolding here. Two of the most exciting young surfers out there about to do battle. Two of the most aggressive competitors that we've seen too, always showing everything into it. Griffin Colapinto looking to get things started here, the impressive rookie who's had some huge moments already this season, searching for another one here at Jeffries. Doing a lot of work on his rail surfing in the lead up to this event, and it's been paying off for him. He's going to hang on to that turn. It did cost him a little bit of room to move down the line though, but a positive start.
As we see, here's Colapinto's wave. Not one of the bigger set waves, but so much flow. I mean, he's grown up surfing point breaks in San Clemente at lower trestles, so he knows how much importance is needed on flow of maneuvers, flow between those big major maneuvers, and that there going again above the lip, somehow being able to keep the board under his feet.
Really take yourself out of position for waves when you ride down the line a little bit. Mikey's still able to catch up with this set. There's the wave behind, has some speed to lay into that first cutback, gets on the foam. I think the judges will appreciate the roundhouse, the commitment to that turn. Second move was strong. Ducks into the barrel now. He finds some cover, gets out, and loads up to get a finish down the line. He's going to get hung up behind though. But that second move was powerful, Pete.
It was. Obviously, can utilize that, and then the leverage as being so tall. The big roundhouse cutback where you actually connect back with the foam again. Don't see that very often here. But there's the barrel where he's in it. We get to see the nose of his board, so it's not going to be super deep, but it was fairly technical because of the speed he carried and the mobility he had through it.
Yeah, it definitely felt like the bowliest part of the barrel kind of rolled through without Mikey inside it.
Which again, I mean, we've seen it over and over again, as you see from up top here, weaving his way through, and that's to carry speed. Knowing he would have seen that section too before he went into that barrel, knowing that he's like, okay, I need to carry a lot of speed through this. You don't know if it's going to actually be a barrel all the way through, but understanding that, he needed to make that barrel. If you think about it, and you know somebody from San Clemente, they're always about lifting each other up.
I wish Mitch was one of my teachers when I was a kid.
Oh, how good would that be?
Take you out in the lineup. But here we go, Mikey Wright looking to back up that 5.67 he scored just moments ago. Taking an insider without priority and setting the fins free. Can't ride out of that move though.
Well, there you go, and I think that influence of what we saw Kanoa do earlier in that heat, these guys pay attention to everything happening right before the heats. To have Mitch around, Crosby's here as well. That's a little brother, and he's been having a bit of a role lately, winning a Pro Junior down in Cabo San Lucas. Here's the replay of this set wave, mid-size set wave for Mikey Wright, and that's his strengths right there too, is that leverage, big arcing snap. And it's unfortunate that he wasn't able to pull off that move. Again, that's similar type of move that we saw Kanoa do in the earlier heat, but Mikey not able to peel it off. And look at this turn here, just again, arcing all that leverage, extending that body. You know, this would have been a pretty good score for the size of wave had he pulled this move off. But just got a little bit off balance.
He gets that momentum, so hard to beat. We mentioned at the start of the heat how many highlight moments he's had performance-wise this year, including a 10-point ride in his very first event. Here he goes. 5.5 in his first wave. Opening carve on this ride was absolutely beautiful. Moving down the line now. He'll swing that tail. Great control. Still has a lot of opportunity down the line here if he can chase this ride down. But already on his way to a solid score. Big combo of huge turns on the outside there.
And that last move on that solid set wave, you've yet to see anybody surf high risk on the bigger set waves, because you can still get a big number by being on the face, but that there was very high risk. Going to add to his 5.5. Watch this first arc, full direction change, getting that board pointed back towards the shoreline, tagging that section with a ton of speed into this and drifting. So 3 solid moves before that there, the big float. So 4 moves on this wave. We'll see where the score goes. I mean, again, it's not about quantity of maneuvers, it's about the quality of the maneuvers, and that was a very quality carve, and then that transition off the top, but that there, so difficult to do, to get your spin going and keep moving down the line, which is what he did. Very similar to what we saw that aerial from Julian Wilson this morning. Take a look to see what happened here with Mikey Wright. He's on that next wave. That wave shuts down.
Griffin Colapinto looks like California's best shot on the men's side at a world title that we've seen in some time. There's been some great surfers, really well-rounded surfers, but I mean, if he can really put it all together in a year, even at this young age, you've got to be saying he's a good shot. Here goes Mikey Wright, though. Stalling for the barrel. This wave holding open. He is deep in there. Not able to punch through the curtain as the wave clamps, though. But that last wave of Colapinto was so impressive, Pete. You mentioned it, the commitment to those outside turns was there.
So Mikey, this is a great opportunity to stay in this heat. Nice vertical approach in the lip. Again, point of difference. Haven't seen a lot of surfers do that. Good variety with the layback snap. And then if he gets himself through this barrel, this deep technical barrel, we would have seen him right in this heat. Instead, I think this is going to be suppressed. You need to finish these waves off. We've seen it time and time again. Look at that, straight up into the lip. That's so nice because it's so difficult to do. You overcommit on that vertical approach and the rest of the wave goes without you. And then here, just a little too much on the brakes.
A lot of waves rolling our way at the moment. Griffin Colapinto trying to get rid of a 5.5 to give Mikey Wright a real headache out here. Loading up for something big. Has speed. And looking for somewhere to put it. Transitions into a float, loads off the bottom, and still has so much momentum to burn through a couple of big carves here. Up into the pocket again. And there's that weird kind of bend in the wave. Gets over the top of that and goes looking for his finish on the inside. Swings that tail. Oh!
Another great wave choice. And you find yourself in rhythm with the set waves. It is nothing better at J-Bay. Ton of speed carried here. You expect him to go above the lip, but pretty smart just to keep it all together. And then these carves back to back. Beautiful. No hitches in the rails whatsoever. Able to mix it up by going vertical. And this little wedge gave him another bonus section here. And this whip, riding backwards, probably could have even just sat on the tail or on the nose a little bit and rode a little stronger out of it, going backwards before he whipped it back. There's the float. Right into these two back-to-back carves. Beautiful. I mean, he carried all that speed into those two turns nicely. This is that last section here where he goes tail first. Can't really see what happened on that one, unfortunately, because of the glare.
You're right, Pete. Even without the completion at the end there, he upped the ante just a little bit. He dropped the 5.8. Colapinto a little further ahead now. Mikey Wright needs an 8.26. Here he goes, loading up the speed. Caught behind for a moment, but has the momentum to get back out in front. And this wave shaping up pretty nicely. Mikey finds a steep section to dig into, but just catches that nose rail and can't ride out.
That section looks so inviting. Griffin gave a little voodoo.
Well lines really stacking up. Some tall walls coming our way. Just over 2 minutes to go. And the result in this heat could really hedge on this exchange. Mikey Wright needs a huge number, an 8.26. Starts off well, aggressive pocket gouge. Into the hook again, throws everything at it. He's going to ride out. High risk maneuver. It's a wave selection, isn't he, Jake Patterson? Always signalling to his surfers in the lineup. Mikey Wright was on his way to a solid number here, Pete.
He was, and just unfortunate that he got pushed up on his board right there because that got him off balance.
Off balance, though, and he couldn't hang on. Right behind him, Griffin now has the opportunity to shut this one down. Casual pace, but lots of speed. Now starting to really draw his turns out. Steep section here, gets his board almost vertical, but spins the tail. and sets up the barrel on the inside. A well-constructed wave so far. Lots more to give down the line. And he goes to the layback, mixing it up, looking and feeling like the best wave of the heat.
No, for sure. Of course, he has to come up and watch these two arcs right in front of him. I mean, right there, he felt like it was a little conservative, but he made up for it with these two beautiful rail down carve to tail release, free falling with the lip, and then, I'll just did a little cheeky barrel. Holds the line, gets in that tube, maximizes the barrel time, and then one more different style of turn. That's the variety.
I really feel like the fin throw, the slide across the top of the wave midway through that ride was one of the best moves we've seen in the event. Just such a big point of difference to all the carving that we've seen.
Yeah, and it's high risk. It's not easy to do, especially when you want to keep that momentum down the line, and yet still getting two more maneuvers after that. There it is. One of the best numbers of the event.
The single best ride of the contest so far for Griffin Colapinto. It comes to an end. It is a 9.57. A monster heat score total of 17.7, the highest that we've seen in the contest. That is the performance of the Corona Open J-Bay so far, but there's more to come. And stepping in for the call is Joe Tapel and Martin Potter.